Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Happy Being Well. I have an exciting guest today, as always, and also too, guys. Whoever tuned in to the People's Choice Podcast Awards to support Happy Being Well, we made the final list of nominees. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our subscribers and everybody who voted for Happy Being Well. We have Tal with us today, Tal Navarro. She is a marketing expert. She's a speaker. Oops, I can't minimize my screen. Investor and serial entrepreneur, and she is a mother as well. I'm going to be diving deep with Tal to talk about, how she manages it all and what's her self-care regime, how does she rejuvenate, also how she expands her creativity. But before we do, this podcast is sponsored by happybeingwell.com, your online store for all natural wellness goodies so that you can perform your self-care activities. Use code podcast25 for 25% off all activewear leggings and free shipping in the USA. Link will be in the podcast show notes at the bottom. So welcome, Tal, to the Happy Being Well podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So this is you have many hats, and you also are a mother. Like, I know even just being on this podcast was a challenge because you're taking care of two children. Am I correct? So how do you manage it all? Like, what is it like? What's your self-care routine? How do you juggle all this? I'm not a mother, so I can't even imagine. Like, I am like constantly 100 going 1,000 miles a mile an hour a second, and then of course I do my self-care. But I mean, so what do you do? How do you manage it all?
Well, first of all, great to be here. Thanks for having me. Being a mother, it is a full-time job, obviously, but it's even more full-time job when my baby was just born 4 months ago, and I'm breastfeeding every 3 hours and or pumping milk. And I have also a 2.5 years old, so my hands are really full. But in life, everything is about priorities. How do you prioritize things? And for me, my priorities are very clear and simple. My priorities are my kids, the first thing, my family, and the second thing is my nonprofit for serving women in need that I am initiative on the blockchain. And the third one is actually my business and everything else. So when you prioritize your time, you're able to do everything. I even mix sometimes sports, not as much as I used to do without kids, but I am trying to do that as well. And when you make the decision on what's important for you, you are able to do everything. So it goes without saying that my kids are coming first. So I dedicate every day a few hours to them, and then I dedicate a few hours to my nonprofit, which is my real way, my real passion, and my real drive to wake up in the morning after my kids. And and when you put, and then comes my clients and my business and everything else, which my clients were always the first before kids, and they went to priority number three, and I still love them. But obviously when it comes to my children and a nonprofit, that is my real passion to help women in need in different war zone, in a daily war like poverty, sex trafficking, violence, etc., and I'm able to help them, and this is my real priority. And so it all about how you divide your day. Some days I find myself dedicated fully to my nonprofit because I could a day after dedicate myself to a client of mine or to two clients of mine, or I can mix them all. So you also need to learn how to multitask, right? There's no other way. I mean, I have to create milk every 3 hours. I'm flying a lot because I'm traveling for speaking a lot, and for business meetings, and it's very time consuming. So there are things that you have to give up on sometimes, like I don't know, daily routine of watching something on the television, which I never do anyway. But if you or a daily routine of meditations and things like that, that me personally, I don't find the time, because I barely sleep, because my baby's waking up every few hours during the night, and most babies do in those ages. So there is no much time for meditation, etc. But this is my choice, and I feel that every person has his way to relax, his way to enjoy. And for me, my meditation is being with my children. This is, I feel like it's a mix. So I don't really need to sit and close my eyes and think about nothing when I watch them, and I think about love and pure happiness and joy and all the above. But this is my way. Obviously, not everyone is, the same way. And I can also tell you that gratefulness, it's a blessing, and it's a way to actually accomplish everything. When you are grateful for everything you have, you're not busy in searching for something that you don't have. And most people that I know of, or most people, are looking for how to either, not most people, but a lot of people are looking for how to compete with someone else, or how to be better than someone else, or how to achieve something that someone has, or what do people think about them? Should they upload this? Should they create this? Should they what should they do so people will like them and want them and listen to them? So when you are grateful for what you have, and you're focused on what you want, and you're focused on your goals, and you're not just going all over the place and be distracted by the white noise, then you're really able to build on any direction that you want, and do also multiple things together.
Perfectly said. So that being said, since you mentioned creation, and you've got meetings with clients, and you've got all these projects, you're speaking. I mean, all this involves tapping into your zone of genius, your creativity. So how do you tap into your zone of genius, your creativity?
Creativity, it's not something you're tapping into. It's something you either wake up in the morning and you have it in that moment, or you are or you don't. So it's very hard. It is okay, I'll rephrase. It is possible to tap into a creativity, but it is very hard if you don't, for at least for me. You know what, maybe I'll speak for myself. So for me, I can't sit and focus and tell myself, let's tap into creativity right now. I can't. Creativity comes to me all the time. It happens as I go. It happens when I watch my kids. It happens when I am listening to a music. It happens when I'm listening to a conversation, to a podcast, to a space on Twitter, to when I have a conversation with someone that is, we leverage each other's ideas, and having these conversations that is actually open-minding us. So there are a lot of ways for creativity to come in. If it's a one time a year, a Burning Man festival that I go once a year, a lot of times, and so there are different ways to open creativity, but it really depends on how open your mind is. How open your mind is for creativity, because creativity can come from anything at all, from literally writing an email for a client. Something can pop up from literally feeding my baby, or from listening to something. So many ways to create my creation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. So, you know, you're dialed in terms of, because I'm kind of the same way, when you're dialed in terms of focus and whatever's popping up into your reality, whether that's especially a Burning Man, festival, that is like the epic of creativity. It's really celebrating creativity through art sculptures, through expressing yourself freely, through creating your costume. So, when you are like, for example, for me, like if I'm walking down, if I'm in South Beach and I'm walking down, the main hub there, and I'm going through.
Are you going to Burning Man? We have the perfect creative leggings to express your creativity at Burning Man. Go to happybeingwell.com. Check out our leggings collection in our gear section to select your leggings to wear to Burning Man. Free shipping on all orders in the USA. Check out our Dreamcatcher leggings, Bohemian Gold White leggings, Green Bohemian leggings, Sugar Skull leggings, Ornamental Blue Paisley leggings, Star leggings, and many more leggings. Plus, we carry a beautiful white Bohemian lace embroidered kimono at happybeingwell.com in our gear section. Use code HAPPY25 for 25% off any leggings at happybeingwell.com.
Through all the boutiques and stuff, you just start to like, I start to like feel my creativity. Oh, this is awesome. Like it gives you new inspiration. I think what you're trying to say is when things show up in your reality, it basically stimulates your inspiration. So this is why I always say it's always super, super important to what we expose ourselves to. We don't want to, monitor what we have on our Instagram feeds, our Facebook feeds. We don't want to be, seeing toxicity or whatever. We want to see stuff that inspires us so that we can build upon positive stuff that inspires us, what we're into, what's in our, in our zone of genius. Love. As you know, Burning Man is a very exclusive event. You just, not everybody can go, right? So, what has been your experiences in terms of, Burning Man is like an awesome event to celebrate creativity. So, what have you kind of walked away after a Burning Man event? Or what's the energy like for you? How does that, yeah, in terms of creativity?
Burning Man is a big part of my life. If you've checked my history a little bit, I've got married at Burning Man.
Oh, wow.
I was also pregnant at Burning Man in 2019. And I've built stuff on Burning Man. My husband is a private chef, so we built a kitchen in Burning Man and we fed everyone. Burning Man has a lot of, Burning Man, we can do a whole podcast about Burning Man since I've been there quite a few times and I've been experienced a lot of things in Burning Man. And if we're talking about creativity, Burning Man is definitely the place to open your mind for creativity. But creating your reality is very crucial in life, especially when you are, we live in a world where day-to-day life, it's not always easy. So it all depends how you make it happen. It all depends how you shift the boat and what exactly do you decide to do each day at a time. And, I do everything in this lifetime, only things that I love. Everything that I do is something that I want to do. Like every step, I've been an entrepreneur since 21 years now, since I was like 20. And since I finished the army, I left Israel and I flew to New York and I started my entrepreneurial journey and built my first business in New York when I was 21 and many years ago. And so it's a journey that you choose and a journey that you create for yourself. Burning Man is just one example of, and it's one example of a place where you can actually be inspired and inspire others because it's so free and it's so beautiful and artistic, and the arts, the music, the nature, the people, the culture, and the feelings, especially the feelings that you have there. But for me, of course, again, it's very individual. But it's not only Burning Man. Some people go back home from Burning Man and they say, oh my God, I can't believe it finished. I'm so devastated. They have a big down after Burning Man because Burning Man is so amazing. But for me, come home from Burning Man, it's just another exciting phase because I love everything that I do. I come home to a place where I am enjoying what I'm doing. And that's the purpose in life. It's not about putting a destination or putting a goal and reach it. It's about the way to that goal. It's about what type of journey are you taking? Are you enjoying the way? Are you enjoying the way? Are you looking around you, or you're focused on where you go? Are you actually accomplishing things while you're going on this journey? Are you enjoying every day, or just waiting to reach the end? So it is really depend on how you take things, how you approach them. And yeah, life is all about creating opportunities, but not only, but also step into them. So when opportunity comes along, don't miss it. A lot of times I first say yes, and then I realize what I said, and trying to understand what is it about, and where am I going into, and what did I put myself into, or learning as I go. But yeah, this is the magic in life, that every day you don't know what comes next. And as long as you do what you love, you wake up in the morning passionate, and you're like, I can't wait for this day to start. Like today, I can't wait for this day. I couldn't wait for this day to start. And it started with a crying baby and teething, and a little bit of fever, but it's all good. It's all amazing, because so many amazing things are happening regardless. I mean, this is also amazing. He's teething. His teeth are coming out. This is so exciting. He's so cute. But so every morning with him is amazing. You know, but in general, life is all about your decision making. Life is all about how you're taking it, how grateful you are, and how passionate you are about the coming day that you are waking up into. And of course, we all have to be grateful for being healthy, for being happy, for having a roof on our top of our head. I mean, not everyone is happy, but you have to be happy because we're healthy. We're able to have this conversation here on a laptop. It means that we have electricity, we have running water. I'm working with in my nonprofit with women from Rwanda, or from Nigeria, and from Ukraine, who have no access to water, and have no access to Wi-Fi, and they cannot finance their children. And it is just, and people are like ungrateful for stupid things. So just be grateful, guys, because life is amazing, and it's all about how you're taking it. Yes, the world is tough, and there are a lot of bad stuff and bad people around, but look at the good side. And it's just not just cliches. It's so true. When people live by those rules, then life is good.
I completely and totally agree. Um, I think it's really easy for people to kind of give up, especially when you mention there's a lot of bad people, and we can definitely, the media really amplifies that, right? So, I think, we just need to ensure our vibe is high. Are they everyone cliche, our vibe attracts our tribe. But the most important, what I always say is, continue being in your kind vibes, because if you allow someone to like kind of go over to that lower vibes, it really does infect your soul. You're not going to be as creative, you're not going to have as much energy, you're not going to produce as much good things, because when you're in that lower vibration of like anger or whatever it may be, you're not going to be focusing on what you can celebrate today, what you can create today. So it's truly, 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 happy people is a real superpower, staying in your happiness, because people are always, there's a lot, I think there's, I think we all know the secret is not a secret. There's a lot of low vibe people. And I think the reason why when people go to Burning Man, they leave it such a downer, because now they're into like, back to reality, back to dealing. Burning Man is such a, you're with all high vibe people. You're just, can you hear me?
You've been there? You've been there?
I have not been there. I will be there at one point, but I have not been there. I have a lot of friends that have been there. Yeah, but I've been to like spiritual retreats before. So it's like, obviously everybody at the retreat we're all spiritual, we're all sharing the same values, beliefs, and practices. we're all high vibing and we all have gratitude towards that. So when you're all in the same space like that, it's a very secluded community of people who share that. So when you, I mean, I remember the last retreat that I was in was in Tulum. Anyways, it was like, you know, the one girl was like, "Oh, we're not gonna like, you know," because we were like, I was sharing a room with one of the girls in Tulum. It was I can't remember the resort name. It wasn't Casa Malca. It was the other one just down the street. Anyways, I'm known for their epic.
Talking about Tulum? You mean Tulum?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're looking for Tulum streets? Is what you're looking for?
No, it was one of the resorts that I had stayed at for the spiritual retreat.
I love Tulum. They have amazing resorts. I don't remember. I was in one name. Yeah, I forgot. Also, I was in a while ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. So it's like you leave that, you know, secluded space of, you know, high vibing people, and it, you know, now we're into the mix of like people that are not sharing that vibe. But I think what makes us even high vibers even more is when we're able to deal effectively with people who are in a lower vibe and still maintain in our high vibe. It just makes you're high vibing at a stronger level because you are now practicing to kind of deflect those lower vibes. Because this is, you know, unfortunately we live in duality, and you know, we have to kind of learn how to navigate around duality. You know, we don't live in a unality. Not yet, anyways. Maybe I think we're heading there at some point. You know, because the contrast is teaching us a lesson. So, anywho, so what is the name of your nonprofit?
The name is Win Web3. Win means women in need.
Cool. And what's the name of the website for your nonprofit?
winweb3.io.
Okay, cool. And if someone wants to learn more about you,
about the Win? You want me to tell a little bit about Win?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so Win Win is a nonprofit organization that helps support women in need in war zone, such as Ukraine, Iran, Syria, etc., and war and women on daily war, like poverty, sex trafficking, violence, etc. And it's helping them actually achieve financial support through the blockchain. Now, I am very involved in the Web3 space and the NFT space. And basically, there are a few avenues to be able to support those women. Did you know that more than 1.7 billion people have no access at all to bank accounts? And so a lot of women have no way to support their children and their families. And what we do, we are able to collect their art and sell it as NFTs on the blockchain. Sell it as on the Web3 is Web3, because the Web3 enable you to transact money from one peer to another without a middleman. So there is no middleman, there is no bank accounts or credit cards, etc., between two sides when it comes to blockchain. And what it does, it's empowering women to actually have access to financial resources on the digital economy, and it enables them to send me a piece of art, so I will be able to sell it for them. So we create a collection of art from women, and we sell them out, and we bring it back to charities for women in need. And also we have artists which are known in this space that are selling their art for charities as well. We also have kind of an umbrella for women's stories. So we're taking women's stories on videos or on written content that are going to share their stories. They're sharing their stories, what they've been through, to give them voice, to give them an opportunity to share, to be heard, and to even find a mentor, someone to help them to finance themselves or to go through an obstacle. Everyone needs one person to believe in them. So we're trying to give that to those women And also we have a lot of plans to do sub collections and to do educational center and a fund for girls and all kind of stuff. So I am very proud of this nonprofit. And basically we just launched it like 4 months ago when I had a baby. So while having a baby, I had this idea, and we launched it literally in a few months, and it's already running. We have the artists, we have the women. Everything is very exciting. We're probably gonna do the first drop, first launch or sell in Web2 language of the NFTs of the art, which is art basically. We don't sell NFT, we sell art. Art of those women and art of and the art of the artists and anyone who wants to donate his art. And we're going to do it in Art Basel probably on December. So it is very exciting, and everyone is welcome to winweb3.io. winweb3.io. Sorry, I'm on zero, like I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep last night. So
Oh, I'm sure every mom can relate on 2 hours of sleep.
and thanks for letting.
Yeah, of course, of course. And anyone who's into NFTs, I know, just perusing your Instagram, you're heavily involved in that NFT space. So, hit up Tal on NFTs. I personally don't know nothing about them, but so now if anyone wants to learn more about you, I know you have your Instagram page, and you have the website that I have for you is social-lady.com, where it goes into what services you provide in terms of marketing and your speaking services, etc. So is that the website that people can tap into?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Is there any other website you'd like to share?
No.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tal, for coming on the Happy Being Well podcast. And guys, all of Tal's website links will be in the show notes. And so, and everybody else, did you have something to say?
No, I was going to say thank you. I thought go for it.
Yeah, so thanks guys for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribe to the Happy Being Well podcast. And remember to live happy being well. Until next time, sending lots of love and light, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Are you going to Burning Man? We have the perfect creative leggings to express your creativity at Burning Man. Go to happybeingwell.com. Check out our leggings collection in our gear section to select your leggings to wear to Burning Man. Free shipping on all orders in the USA. Check out our Dreamcatcher leggings, Bohemian Gold White leggings, Green Bohemian leggings, Sugar Skull leggings, Ornamental Blue Paisley leggings, Star leggings, and many more leggings. Plus, we carry a beautiful white Bohemian lace embroidered kimono at happybeingwell.com in our gear section. Use code HAPPY25 for 25% off any leggings at happybeingwell.com.